count from 1 to 5.
Okay. Count 1 to 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Good. And Debbie, can you count from, so I can adjust with Mike?
So I look the same thing like her.
Yeah, only can you say count or from 1 to 10 so I can adjust the mic?
1, 2, 3,
Good.
4.
Thanks.
Okay.
It's August 20th, 1995. Phyllis Driesen is interviewing survivor Debbie Grunfeld Lazar in Skokie, Illinois. The language of the interview is English. This is Phyllis Driesen, Dreazen, interviewing Debbie Lazar in Skokie, Illinois. The language of the interview is English. It's August 20th, 1995. What is your name, please, and spell it?
My name in the married name or the
Yes.
Debbie Lazar,
Spell Lazar.
Lazar.
What was your name at birth?
In birth was Dubbie Lazar or Dubbie Grunfeld or Theodora Grunfeld.
Would you spell those, please?
I don't know to spell Theodora, Theodr, I don't know, Theodora.
And Dobrush?
Dubbie, D-O-B-R-E, Dubbie.
And Grunfeld?
Grunfeld, Grunfld, Grunfeld.
And did you have a Hebrew name?
Dubbie. This is my Hebrew name. Yiddish in Hebrew.
What's your date of birth?
1925, April the 2nd, Achlashe Pesach.
And how old are you today?
70
And where were you born?
in Negrest.
Can you spell that?
Don't put me to spell all the time. Negrest, Negrest, I don't know how to spell.
And what was the country?
That time was Romania.
Tell us a little bit about what you remember of your town.
I can remember from 1932 what I can remember. We went to school, it was a small town. My parents are from people, but not Chabotnik people. There was 120 families in our town. Everybody was Shomer Shabbos. We don't know that, no Shomer Shabbos. Everybody was Jewish, and we was raised very strict Orthodox.
There were 120 families Jewish. How
Jewish.
many were not Jewish? Do you know?
But it was about 5,000 people in this town where we live. The rest was all Christians, Goyim.
So it was only a small percentage
Very
who were
small
Jewish.
percentage, yeah. But we had a nice community with a rabbi, with a shoyachet, with everything, you know. We was very happy,
What did it look like?
like Skokie, maybe. You know, it's a different. In
Was
Europe,
it hilly? Was it flat?
high heels, always with heels all the time.
Did the Jews all live together in one area?
Almost every Jew had a little store by the street, and they all live in the main street. Most of the Jews live in the main street. There was not rich and poor. There was or middle or very poor.
Which were you?
Middle. My parents was all right.
What did they do for business?
My father is with leather. He made leather, and my mother used to have a small little grocery store, and she worked. But the house was the store, you know.
What were their names? Your parents?
My parents, Grunfeld Moshe and Grunfeld Regina was my mother.
How many children were there besides you?
We was 9 children with me, including with me. But she had more, but there was not in life.
Would you like to say their names for the tape?
I forgot already. So I was Debbie, my sister Malka, Mechchu, and Leah. And then we have Hershu, Shmilu, Arni, Yosevitzchak.
Did most of the people have big families in your town?
Yes, the most of the people have big families, very big families.
Tell us about a typical day that you remember when you were little.
5 o'clock in the morning, my brothers wake up with a little
Lantern?
lantern and they went to Haider. In the way to Haider, they was beat up because they were Jewish. They cut the pies for them and they beat them up. But life went on till Hitler come, the same thing all over.
Now, how old were they when this happened? Did this always happen that they would get beat up?
But 34, 35 start. Kuza in Goga was somebody, who start to hate the Jews. And they always hate. I never remember myself not to be screamed, Jidan la Palestina. You verstinkene, you that go to Palestina.
Were you ever beat up going to school?
Oh yeah, not once. But I beat them back. I was a tomboy.
So after you beat them back, did they still try or did they leave you alone?
They leave us alone. They throw stones. In our country was like a lot of stones on the street, and they throw stones at you. And they don't like you. They don't like us. The teachers used to beat us because we don't go Shabbat in school. We have to write, and our parents don't let that do us. And was beat up on the teachers.
You went to an elementary school that was mixed
Yeah.
Jewish and not Jewish.
Yeah, was not separate schools there. We went to Haider. We went in the morning to school. Lunchtime we come home, and we go to Haider. In 2 o'clock we went back to school the afternoon. It was a full day.
And then how long did you stay in the afternoon?
2 hours to 3 hours.
Was it far away from your house?
Yeah, from one end of the city to the end. There was not cars. There was only horses and bicycles. But we don't have bicycles because we was religious people, and the parents don't let us, the girls, to go in bicycles.
What did you learn in the school?
What I learned, history and geography and math and everything. I was not good in math. I was very good in geography and in history.
Do you remember any of your teachers?
Yeah, I remember Domna Ilia, Domna Irina, and Domnu Tarza, and Domnu Vladimir. When we went in the high school, for the 7th grade already, we had every hour another teacher. Till the 5th grade, to the 4th grade, we have regular teachers. From 5 up, we have every hour another teacher.
How did you work out not going on Shabbat? Did you get the work from other kids? Or?
We went for the other kids to work, but was not available for the teachers, was very mean to us. We went sometime to school Shabbat, but we don't took the books. They throw us out from school. And then Monday, my mother used to have to come every Monday to school to say, to leave me alone. So they used to beat us up because we don't go Shabbos in school.
You were the oldest one.
Yeah, I was the oldest one.
What was life like in your home?
Typical Jewish life. We went to the shayachet to share the chicken in
the ritual slaughter.
Yeah, and we make that kosher, and we make the bread, and we used to take challah from the bread, and was typical Jewish house.
Did you live in a house or in an apartment?
Home. No, there it was not apartments. Every person had a home. It's like a little, I don't know how to say to you. There was not big buildings in this city.
So take us on a tour of your house. How many rooms? How was
How
it
many
furnished?
rooms? My brothers, 4 brothers slept in one bed. 2 brothers had into it, but in another bed, other 4 children. We have 2 or 3 beds, the children, and my parents had a separate room. There's the parents, but the children were sleeping 3, 4 in one bed.
All in the same room. So there was one room where you slept.
Yeah, in one room the parents slept, and then we have a big, big kitchen with a big, big table, with a big stove. There we was eating. It was very simple and poorly.
Now, the room where the children slept, in the morning, would it be made into like a living room or another room, or the
It
bed
was the
stayed all
best.
the
You could
time?
make it like a table. You put them together like a table, and then it was like a day room. You know, you have a table there. It was very poor villas. It was not the luxury what you have here in United States.
Did you have electricity?
Yes, from 7 o'clock in the night, 11 o'clock.
Did you have bathroom inside, or did you have an outhouse?
Chas v'chalila, outside. That's right.
And where did you have a bath?
In the big,
Tub?
how do you call it? You know,
In
we heat up water. Thursday night, we started Thursday afternoon. First the boys washed up themselves, and then the girls once a week.
To get ready for Shabbos.
Yeah.
What was Shabbos like in your town, in your family?
It was very nice. It was very
What would you eat, for instance?
fish, in soup, in meat, in kugel, the best. Everything was better like now. My mother used to prepare from Wednesday night till Friday afternoon. Everything was finished. They bake the bread, and they make chalis, and they make with milachix, and they make parp, and they make all kind of things. It was a big holiday, Friday afternoon. We took the cholent to the oven,
Where?
to the bakery, sagt man schon?
Bakery.
The
Yeah.
bakery, you know. I can't tell you I have a factory because it's not true. I tell you the truth. How was it?
And then,
In concentration camp, a
Yeah.
lot of girls said, "Oh, we have such a factory. We have such." It was all lies because it's not true. We all know them. If I have to lie like that?
would you go to shul with your father, or just?
No, the girls never go to school there. Only my mother used to go once in 4 weeks to Rosh Chodesh Bencham. And we used to take them father's talis to shul, but till the 12, after the bas mitzvah, we not carried anymore. Till the bas mitzvah, we carried.
Was there a mikveh in your town,
Oh,
a
yeah.
ritual bath?
Yeah. That's my parents. I don't know what that is that time, you know, but was a mikveh in
Your mother wore
a shaitel.
a wig.
A wig. She was like that on her hair. She had a wig, and on the wig she had a little hat or a tichela, or, you know. She was very frum. Everybody was the same there. It was not you are from. And I don't know if we had two families who had the hair on, but nobody ate but them, and they was put in the size.
Did you have a rabbi in your town?
Yeah, we have a roof.
A rov.
Yeah, Rabbi Teitelbaum. Yeah, his wife was Mansi.
What was your favorite holiday?
Shavuos. And then Shavuos come my worst holiday in the world.
Why was it your best holiday?
Hmm?
When it was your best holiday?
Because Shavuos, you could eat, you can go spazieren. By Pesach, you can eat. Sikas, you have to be in a Sikka. Rosh Hashanah, you have to be in a shul. But Shavuos was free for us. We had everything. You know, it was a very nice holiday. And to the end was the worst. Because they took us away in Shavuos.
While it was the best of your holiday, what did you have to eat then? Or what did you do that was special for Shavuos?
But Shavuos, milachix. Was a lot
Dairy.
of dairy, yeah. Was a lot of cake with everything, you know.
Cheesecake.
The cheesecakes, and it was free, it was beautiful. And we had another leathers on in the floor in the house, and flowers. It was a very happy holiday.
What did you do for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur in your town? How did you celebrate?
Almost like here. That was really all my parents, the women there went all with white little things, in white, all white dressed up for Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Shul. Was, you know,
Did the kids go to shul then?
not with my knowledge, the girls, the boys went to shul. We went to Shofar Blossom.
And what did you do the rest of the time?
We
This-
take care of the children. We clean the house. We waited for mother to come home. You know, it's we don't have the luxury what you had here.
Did you have any Zionistic feelings when you were a girl?
Me,
Yeah.
I want to come to Israel, but they don't let me go.
Why not?
Because they say they're not religious in Israel, and the girls can go away from the house because it's not sneers they can up. So I listen to my parents. If you don't listen to your parents, they throw you out from the house.
So if you had gone, you wouldn't have been in Auschwitz.
In one way, would be better. In one way, I feel better because I went with my parents, and I saw what happened, and I tried to help, but I couldn't. And
What's the first thing that you remember that things started to change about Hitler? What did you hear, or did you have a radio, a newspaper?
Of course. In 1939, I never forget there come a lot of people from Poland, young people. They come to my mother and they said, look what happened in Poland, and what you see will happen to you too. My mother said, oh, they don't know what they're talking. So my mother gave them money and let them sleep one night in the hay, and they gave them food, and she told them to go away from the house. She didn't want to believe them. From that on, changed everything.
So before 1939, things went on as usual, or were they getting worse?
But every year was worse and worse. They hated the Jews every year. The community people, the goyim from the community. The only one thing they know to say, Jidan la Palestina, nothing. We don't need the Jews here.
But your father still had his business.
But was everything slowly went down in the drain, you know. In 1944, in 1940, till 1940, that started the worst thing, you know. Every day they took to the army the people, and was no good.
Did he get beaten up?
Not with my knowledge, you know. He was beaten up and they took him from the ghetto, from Satmar. They asked him where he put the gold in the diamonds. And he really don't know because I put it away with my mother. And they beat him so much, he was dead on the chair. But he doesn't know what happened to nothing. So I put away with my mother everything.
What did they talk about in your house or in your town about
Asat
what
nicht gut
was,
sein. Sie nicht gut. That's
What-
what they're talking. It's not good coming. It's coming every day worse and worse.
what did the Rav say?
The roof,
Yeah,
nothing to say. To daven, to say tilam,
Psalms.
you know. And like they usually Jews, to pray and to pray.
Did any people start leaving?
We don't in 1939 was the last boat to United States. My aunt and her two daughters and two families from the community, they went away. No more boats after that. This was the last boat.
Who
The
did
United
your
States.
aunt go to?
She come here to her husband. This was not my mother's sister, my father's sister. She had her husband in the United States working, and he had two children here already, and all of a sudden she got ready to go.
Did you have any other family in the United States?
We had a lot of family, you know, but I was not connected with them.
Any grandparents or people
I
like
had
that?
my grandparents was here, you know. That's what I show you in the picture. They was there, you know.
Did they write to you and tell you
Yeah,
to
they
come
write
out?
me. That's why when I was freed from the Germans, but the American, they asked us if we have some relatives in United States. So I know the address exactly because I used to write for my mother the letters. And I give for a big rabbi there, a Kaplan, the rabbi in the concentration camp, but American. And they wrote for mine Zaidin, but they wrote as Israel Dubbie, not Grunfeld Dubbie. So he sent us right away money in packages. He told me not to go to Romania because there are the Russians and everybody is very bad. But I don't listen to him. I come.
When was your town made into a ghetto?
In May 1944.
So until then, between 1939 and 44, things were going down and down.
In 1944, in March, Pesach was in April. The Germans start to come into to the cities. And we was punished, the Jewish people, we had a yellow star, everybody, and we're not supposed to go out on the street from 3 to 5, only after 5 for 2 hours. And all day we was in the house, like house arrest, you know. The stores was closed, our stores, they took away everything from us. And Pesach, I remember from my neighbor, German people come in, and the meat was on the, you know how you salted to be kosher. You know what that is?
Mhm.
They took the meat and threw it on the linen in bed, and they say, you see this blood, they say will be like Christ's blood, you will all be punished for that.
This was in 1944.
1944, in the beginning, yeah.
Now, before that, you didn't have to wear a star? Or?
No, no. For in end of April, beginning of May, we wore the star, yeah.
Now, before this time, did the Germans come into your town?
No, only that time they start to come in. They was in the bigger cities and all over. Jews couldn't travel in the trains. Jewish people couldn't go no place. Nobody went to a movie or not even to the shul. We went on the side streets to the shul, you know. It was very, very hard.
But your shul was still standing.
Oh, yeah. The
It
shul
wasn't
was
burnt down.
standing. No, no, no.
Do you remember the day that the Germans came in?
I told you. In end of April, end of March, in the beginning of April. Pesach already we couldn't go out on the street. We all have to stay in the houses. I remember one thing, when my father made the Seder, Pesach night, we put nails on the windows. Not somebody to could open, and a big knife he was keeping next to him, but the Seder. Because that time they start already the pogroms, how you call it, to go around and to kill Jews and to, you know, it was very bad, it was very hard. It was very hard till we arrived to Auschwitz.
Now, that Pesach, did they make any pogroms in your town, or people were just
Afraid.
prepared? They
Prepared.
were afraid.
Yeah, they don't do nothing because we don't give them occasion to do. No Jews went on the street. Nobody was a big hero. Everybody was hiding, and everybody, you know, nobody want to be killed or hurt.
Were there any people who wanted to fight that you heard?
No, not with my knowledge. No, everybody was very depressed. Very, very depressed.
Then after Pesach, what happened?
After Pesach already start the Jewish stars, and they don't let us go out in the street. And we saw already it's not good. We start to prepare. And we put away the gold, we put away the diamonds, we put away all the things.
Where did you put them?
On the earth. We put them away. I don't find nothing when I come home.
Was it torn up?
Yeah.
Did you prepare in case you would have to move? Did you get any news that
We got
communities were
news,
being
but my
resettled?
mother used to take money to sew it in the coats, and sew it in the dresses, and good food and things like that, you know. But that time was not, like salamis, like things like that. We don't have. Only if we made it alone by ourselves, in goose meat, and things like that, you know.
Is that what she made to
Yeah, she
take with you?
Yeah, to take with us, you know.
And then what happened after that?
One morning, we wake up. In every house was a police with the feathers. This is the Hungarian people, and they told us everybody have to put everything together, and they took us to shul. There they put us together, the whole community, and then they start with the Sefer Torahs, and with the Torahs they want to burn it, and they took out the religious people to burn the Sefer Torahs. My father don't want it. He was beaten up, and nobody wanted, but they make the fire. They burned the Sefer Torahs in the shul there. And then a lot of people come to search us if we have gold, we have money. And then they put us in a wagon with horses, and they took us to Satmar.
Now, was this on Shavuos?
No, Shavuos, I was in Auschwitz already.
Oh,
This was
okay.
before, because between Pesach and Shavuos is 7 weeks.
Right.
So in these 7 weeks, they made a good job. They collected everybody, but 2 days after Shavuos, everybody was in Auschwitz already.
How long were you in the shul?
In the shul, but a week. A week. Then we had a lot of good goyim. They brought us milk for the children. They brought us bread. But we don't want it from them.
You had enough to eat of what you brought?
I don't remember it. My mother didn't have enough because she had a 4-month-old baby. You know why is a 4-month-old baby? How is it? You know, it's hard.
Were the families together, or the women were separate and the men were separate?
We was together.
And what were you thinking about there in the shul?
I will tell you something. Maybe we don't think like my parents think. We was young children. A lot of girls said, "Oh, we're going away. We will see the world." My parents don't think like that. My parents different. That was our thinking, you know. We was young. We was. I had an easy life, you know. We took it easy.
And then from the shul, they brought boxcars or trucks or...
Not trucks, cars with horses. Car, you know, not car, how you say it? A
Wagons.
wagon. Wagons with horses. And they put us on. In every wagon had a police.
And they loaded you all up together?
Yeah.
Do you remember the day that they took you to Satmar, what day it was?
I don't remember. I know between Pesach and Shavuos it was all carried out. I really, you could figure it out, you know. The second day of Shavuos, I was already in Auschwitz. I keep your side the second day of Shavuos.
And how did you pick that day?
Because I arrived that day. I arrived that day 5 o'clock the afternoon.
And then your life changed. Yes,
You know
are.
what?
Your throat can get dry, your brain can be going.
You don't know how much I went through in my life. This is nothing. I could tell you stories for 3 days how Phyllis say, one guy don't stop 7 hours. I don't want to.
Well, but you'll tell me stories. I want a lot of. This is tape 2, Phyllis Dreesen talking with Debbie Lazar in Skokie, Illinois. It's August 20th, 1995. Who were some of your girlfriends that you were talking with? Do you remember?
Phyllis, you're asking a story of 50 years, and I really don't remember. The whole town was my girlfriends. I was a very popular girl. Every Shabbos, we went spazieren on the street, arm by arm, and I was the first Jewish house in the little town where we stayed. Everybody come to Debbie Grunfeld, to Dubbie Grunfeld. I was the Führer.
You were the leader and the Spitfire.
No, with the children. Everybody liked me. I was a very popular girl, and I was a beautiful girl.
Did you have boyfriends?
I have a husband when I was 16, and I have 17. That's why I come home from Auschwitz to find my husband.
What was his name?
Grunfeld was my cousin,
What was his first name?
Leibu.
What happened to him?
He went to Ukraine, and I never heard about him anymore because a lot of Jewish boys went to Ukraine, and there was very, very bad for the Jews. They died. They all was frozen there and everything.
Was he from your town?
No, from another town. But his father with my father was brothers.
So you were first cousins.
First cousins, yeah. In Bas, a lot of people
Was
got...
that allowed in Romania?
Yeah, a lot of people got married like that. Like with Chaim, I'm second cousin. His grandma with my grandma's sisters.
Well, that's a little farther. Did you have a wedding date?
No, I
planned?
was the only between us because it was such a mishmash already with the vault, it was terrible.
What age did girls get married in your town?
There was 17, 18. If they passed the 20, finished, they was not married anymore.
Really?
Everybody have to have money to get married. If they don't have money, you couldn't get married.
How much did they need?
And then that time there was 100,000 lei, not dollars, and things like that.
So what did the girl have to provide, and what did the husband
The
have to
husband
provide?
have to provide with the house, the girl have to provide with money, and with all kind of things,
Who paid for the wig?
Who knows? I was too young to know that.
Did you have anything already put aside for your wedding in those
yeah.
days?
My parents had my money put aside, in mine all the things, the pillows and the paplonias and the everything, They used to do that years before.
And those were left in the house when you went?
No, the neighbors took everything away. When I come back from Auschwitz, I got something back. Some little linen I got back, But the Goyim took away everything.
So now here you are in the shul,
Yes.
and it's a week, and the kids are thinking it's an adventure, and the wagons come and they load you up and they take you to Satama.
Satumare. And there they put us in houses.
Now, how far a distance was
50 kilometers from our town. I think this is 70 mile or 80 mile, I don't know.
So it took a whole day to get there?
A whole day, but they even make it in one day. We stopped in a place not far from Satmar to sleep over under the wagons and on the floors. And it was raining, it was everything. And then in the morning we went to Satmar. In there, the police put us in all the houses,
In the houses of other Jewish people?
Yeah, was special, a few streets made special for ghetto, you know. And
Were there people already in the houses?
oh yes, like it would be the ghetto here in my house, God forbid. I would stay in the house, they would add families to you.
Where did you stay?
We stay in Tölteschutza. We stay in another house with some people.
Do you remember their name?
No, I don't remember, and I don't want to remember.
Describe it for us.
What?
Describe it for us.
A little house, a lot of straw on the floor, no stove, no beds, no water. We broke all the tables and everything to bake a piece of bread. We don't have bread. We start with full with lice. This was our life there.
Was the whole family in one room?
Yeah, we was all in one room. We was very lucky. We was in one room, everybody, on the floor.
9 children and 2
9
parents.
children and my mother and my father.
And what did your mother tell you or say to you? Or what did you talk about?
I really don't know. She don't talk too much. She started to be depressed because her parents was in America. And she was very upset. How come she don't go to America, you know? She told us, look what happened to us if we are here, you know. But my mother, when she arrived to Auschwitz, she don't talk already to nobody. And she was very, very depressed.
Why didn't she go to America?
This I can tell you. I told you they was with a impression, all of them, America and Israel, they're very goyish, they don't keep Shabbos, they don't keep that. You know, this is the mentality of European Jews.
How long were you in the ghetto?
2 weeks. 2 weeks, yeah. When they took us to the ghetto, we walked to the train 10 miles with the little children and with the rucksacks and with everything.
So for those 2
And the
weeks,
goyim stood in the windows and they made like that and they made us like that. And, you know.
during those 2 weeks, what did you do?
We
You
stood-
were in the room, of course, and then what?
We went around in there in the ghetto and we was going to hear newses, you know. One said everybody will go home because the Russians are not far from us, they are coming. Another said, every day was another story. Every day was another. So the story was they took us to Auschwitz. That's all.
Tell us about that day. They woke you up? They came? Did you know ahead of time that you would be
Yeah,
going?
one day ahead of time. They told us to pack in tomorrow morning to go out in the line and to wait for, we stood in the line from the morning till afternoon, till they took us to the train.
Who came and told you?
The police. In the
Still
Juden-
Hungarians or?
Yeah, Hungarian, yeah. In the Judenrat, in the Gestapo, we had a Gestapo in Satmar. The main place was the Gestapo.
Do you remember any of the names, either from the Gestapo or from the Judenrat?
There was a lot of Jewish people was involved in the Judenrat because they was thinking, maybe if I work for the Gestapo, I be saved. But it was not true. They was thrown out earlier like another, because they changed them every week, you know.
What day of the week was it? Do you remember?
I really don't remember. I know about the second day of Shavuos, what I arrived to Auschwitz.
In the ghetto, did you manage to keep Shabbos? And did
Yeah. We don't have nothing but to do. I never forget the bench Rosh Chodesh, that's Shavuos. And we went to Rosh Chodesh bench in Satmar was houses, big houses, you know, was you know. And the Satmar Rebbe was on the third floor. And people was down there and they watched, they went to the Schoidisch bench. And the rabbi was praying and everybody fell down and cried and screamed. And I will never forget that day. I will never forget it. So Satmar Rebbe was it. It's different when you see it or when you talked about it.
And what, if anything, did the Satmar Rebbe say was going to happen, or what would be the outcome? Or
The Satmar Rebbe ran away. He went to Romania. And we went to Auschwitz. One day he told us to take the dresses and put it upside down to wear them. One day he told us to put a red bundle on the finger. One day he told us take a locket and turn it upside down and put 2 candles to burn. Every day they had something to say, maybe, maybe, maybe. But the Satmar Rebbe went away. He went to Auschwitz. Yes, my dear, this was it.
what did people think about that? That it was important for him to save himself, or that he was not good for
I
doing it?
will tell you something. I don't heard when he went away. I know only later on I heard he's away, but that time I don't know he went away, you know. Everybody tried to save himself, you know. I don't blame the rabbi because everybody wants to save himself, you know. But you couldn't, you know, so.
So Shabbos in the ghetto with no food and nothing to do.
Nothing.
What
We
did
put
you
the
do?
candles, we had chali, bread.
Where did you get it?
We baked bread. We baked bread. They have ovens outside, but the houses, and we break the tables and the chairs, and we baked bread. We had made it in this. We took flour from when we went in, and we had meat. We had was not fish and soup and nothing. We was very hungry already to the end there, and we full with lice.
How many people were in the ghetto?
A lot of people, because a lot of little communities was there, you know. It's you know.
It was more than just from your town.
Oh, was not 20 or 30 towns like ours in Satmar. And then next to Satmar was a place, Sölush. There was from another region, you know. Every region had a ghetto.
And were they taking people out every day in transports?
Yes, because they couldn't finish so fast if they don't took them. Right after Pesach they start. We went later like that. We went, before Shavuos we went. 2 weeks before Shavuos.
And did you hear at all about the name Auschwitz or the...
No. But the Polish people told us, they take you out, they take away the Polish people and they never come back from there. But they don't know it's Auschwitz. A lot of people run away, they come to Romania, into Hungarian, and they catch them here and then they go to Auschwitz.
This was the Polish Jews.
Polish Jews.
Was it a closed ghetto? Could you go in and out, or you had to stay in?
You have to stay in. You could go around in the ghetto. The ghetto was a few miles big. You could go around, but not out from the ghetto.
Were there fences around?
Big fences, very, very high fences was around.
From wood or from
Wood.
brick? And who was guarding the entrance?
The police, they have the Hungarian police. They put Jewish guards too. And the Jewish guards were sometimes worse like the police because they was afraid. Themselves, if they do something, they kill them, you know. But
Did any people get killed, to your knowledge, when you
No.
were in the ghetto?
no. People died for hunger, for lice, you know, small children, old people, but not people who, you know, everybody was very depressed. very depressed. When they take you out from your bed, if in your home, if in your, and they throw you like, why? We ask only why. So could you answer that time for the children something? Nothing.
You had certainly not had lice when you were home,
When?
before you were in the...
No. We couldn't, we have to have lice because we couldn't wash there ourselves. We don't have water there. We don't have soap. Only little soap what we took. We were so careful not to use it, so we left it in Auschwitz. They took it away from us. You know.
How did it feel, the lice?
Lice?
Mhm.
I had it under the, not in ghetto, in Bergen-Belsen. I had it under my skin. And then I was sick. I got typhus from it. They eat up myself. That's so big was it.
But in the ghetto?
In the ghetto was lice, but not terrible a lot, you know. Was starting to be.
And what did it feel like?
What you feel like? God forbid. It's eating you up. It's eat up your blood. All the time you scratch yourself. I had enough in my life. Lice.
Were people beaten up in the ghetto?
Not with my knowledge, you know. Only if in case somebody went out in the night and want to be a hero to go out from the ghetto or something, you know. But really not. Everybody was depressed. Everybody was scared. Everybody wants to sit in his own little corner, not to be bothered.
Did anybody escape when you were there?
They don't escape, but they brought in because a lot of people, when the police come to the houses to pick them up, they run away. They run away and they went in the mountains, and then the people who saw him, they brought them back to the ghetto. Yeah.
And then would they be beaten or
Yeah,
hung?
they was all beaten up, you know, all with blood and everything, yeah.
Did you see anybody die in this?
No,
time?
not in ghetto. No. Maybe they died, but I don't know. You know. It was really old people died, you know.
Did people talk about organizing any kind of resistance?
And we was waiting for the Russian. The Russian was not far from us. They was not far from Siget Maramuresh, Tatar Hagos. We are waiting for the Russian, we are waiting for the Russian, and they never arrived. They could have helped us with 2-3 weeks if they would come, but never take us away from there. Yep.
Was it a nice spring?
What?
The springtime, this season, was
Oh,
it
that is
hot? Raining?
beautiful. We had spring, summer, and fall, but not like here. Here is everything together. In the spring come out the flowers, the snow went away. The summer was beautiful, the fall was beautiful. After when the war came, even the weather changed, you know.
So this spring, when you were in the ghetto,
Was beautiful. Was
good weather.
But not for us. Not for us.
Were you making preparations for Shavuos
We in ghetto?
in ghetto?
No, we don't have it too hard. They told us they taking us away. We don't have. We don't have cheese. We don't have sour cream. We don't have nothing. We don't have things like that.
But you knew Shavuos was coming.
Sure, of course, we know Shavuos is coming, but we don't even know they will take us in Shavuos or that. Was living the everyday life, you know. The strictly day what we kept was the Shabbos.
So they came to you one night and said, tomorrow you're going.
The Jewish, the Gestapo, send out boys to tell us this and this regions tomorrow morning have to be by the train, you know. We went with the Bahamas,
With the cows.
with the cows, but if we would have Israel, our country, we never go there. Okay.
Tell me what you remember of that night and the next day.
We're in the train.
Getting ready to go. That
Getting
night
ready.
you packed your things.
We packed what we have. We have the rucksacks. We made rucksacks. In every child had a rucksack. And every child put in the little belonging, and a little soap, and a little sugar if we had, you know. And everybody put it on the back. And we had a big thing with schmaltz. How you say it in English for schmaltz?
Fat.
Fat, goose
Grease.
fat.
Yeah.
And my father took this goose fat, and when we were till the train, he was so proud of it, he put it in the train. Because this goose fat, he couldn't come with us in the train because he don't have place. So we never saw him anymore. And then when we went into Auschwitz, they took away everything from us.
Why did he think this goose fat was important?
Everything was important that time for us. Not only the goose fat, everything. A little oil or something was very precious for us. You know, when you don't have, and you know you have children, you have to feed them. You know, mother and father was that time different story with them, you know.
How old were they at this time? About
But my mother was when I 41, 42. My father was 44. That's all they was. They was young people.
Did you sleep that night?
We was excited we going away from the ghetto because they said they taking us to a place to work and that'll be much better for us. So if you go with a feeling like that, so you go. Because in ghetto you couldn't resist anymore.
So it was the morning.
The morning we
Was it
packed.
Thursday?
I don't
You
remember,
don't remember.
Phyllis, when Yonta was that time. It's 50 years from that. I don't remember.
So you packed and you got the younger children ready.
They get ready all, and we went out, and we stood in the street till 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then they
Starting
took us.
at one time.
And then what?
Starting at what time? What time did you go out?
About at 9, 10 o'clock, I don't know. And they took us to the train station by 3 o'clock. And we went to the train station, and they pushed in 90 people in a wagon. I was with my mother, with my sisters and brothers. And my father was in the other train. He couldn't come because they have the goose smells with him.
So there you were in the car with the children. Your mother wasn't talking anymore.
We put down on the floor was straw. In a corner was a big bucket for somebody who want. No water, but we had some tomato juice put in, you know, like, I don't know how to say it. My
Like
mother
a
prepared it
thermos?
for the winter. And I took it with me in the train, and this we drink a little bit. And my mother don't talk anymore. Only when she went down from the train, she talked to me.
So you were talking to your sister or
Oh, yeah, we were
singing songs to the little ones? What were you doing on
Songs?
the train?
Cry. We cried. Everybody cried, from old to young. Everybody cried. We have people there, was merchants, where they used to go to Poland, and they saw which way we're going, and they said, we are not going in the right way. I remember it like today. I was a young girl at that time. They saw we are going to Poland. And then when we stood in the train stations, they throw in stones, the Germans, and they come in and they ask for gold in money, in anything. If you don't give us, they used to take out one or two people, they shoot them on the floor there by the train. And everybody was scared. Maybe I am next, maybe I am next. But we got,
Was this the first time you saw people killed?
that I said the first time. That was the first time when we went to Auschwitz. And then I saw enough.
So what else do you remember from the train station and the train
It was
trip?
very hard till they put us in the train because everybody was pushing himself. The families want to be together, you know. And it was very hard, it was very scary, very, very scary. Young girls, old people. We still had a little manner that time. We let the older people to go up. You know, it was different, not like today. An older person had a big, we had big respect for the older persons. Yes, my dear, this was it.
How long did the train trip take?
2 days and 2 nights. We went away, no, Erev Shavuos we went away in 1 day, 1 day and 1 night. In the next, like we went away by 3 o'clock. In the next day we was there by 5 o'clock. The train went very fast. Very fast they went the train because they was busy bringing people, you know, to carry people in the, you know, they needed.
And you knew you were going the wrong direction, but you
Yeah.
didn't know exactly where
No,
you were going.
no. The old merchants, the people that they say we're going in the wrong direction. But a lot of people say maybe we're going to work there, they will give us a place, you know. But the old people, they was, you know, they know something wrong. Because you used to read in the papers they're taking away the Polish people and they kill them, you know. Nobody wants to believe it till the fact is not there.
So the train is going.
And my mother doesn't
Your
talk.
mother isn't talking.
And my little brother is dying for hunger. And we went.
And the kids are crying.
Everybody was crying. Maybe me, my sister don't cry because we had our problems with the children and with the mother, you know. My father wasn't there to help us.
And your sister was how old?
2 years younger like me.
So you were
But I'm
15,
18, no?
18?
18 and she was 16.
And then finally the train stops.
The train stopped, a lot of dogs, a lot of Germans, screaming and yelling and screaming and yelling. And we went all down from the train. And my mother, the children, I want to take a child with me in a Polish soldier, don't let me. I said, no, not you, not your sister, you go the other way. And my mother screamed to me. You see the factories there? You go tomorrow to work and bring me food for the children. This was the crematoriums. The big fire from the crematoriums. And then we went away, we never saw her again. And they took us to the beds, they take off our clothes. They told us everybody to put the clothes in a little package in the floor. Me, my sister, and my cousins, we all keep together, not to be alone. And they cut our hair, and we was young, innocent girls, not like today, the girls, they know everything. I don't know what a man is. I don't know what to take off clothes in my mother to see me naked, or my father. We was very, innocent girls.
But you thought you would see your mother again.
I was so stupid. I don't know. I was thinking really my mother thinks this is a factory. And we will go to work. Listen, she tell me.
If your
You
mother
see
said
there,
it,
and my mother said there is a factory. You have to go to work to bring food for my children.
then it
And
must
I
be
believe
like
her.
that.
I believe her.
You know, once we get started, it goes.
Everything comes to get started goes good or bad.
Yep.
I tell you, if I would be not there, I would not believe it never. I'm surprised in you how you believe it. Maybe because I tell you or
This is tape number 3, Phyllis Driesen speaking with Debbie Lazar in Skokie, Illinois. It's August 20th, 1995. Your mother told you to go to work and bring food for her and the children. So she thought she would see you. You thought you would see her.
yes,
And they took you
to the beds.
to the baths.
And we was taking off our clothes, and they start to shave us, the men's, and we don't want to let us because
You were modest.
we was innocent girls, young girls, and then we was beaten up with the, how you say, with Robert.
Truncheons.
So they cut up our hair, and we halved out our arms, and we take apart everything. And they put us in a bed, I don't know, bed or what was it, some showers.
For delousing.
Yeah, surprised it was not the gas shower.
But you didn't know that there was gas yet.
No. We was thinking happened to my mother, the same thing like to us. They wash them up, they, you know. But we don't have nothing belonging to us already. My mother either with the children. Everything have to be on the train. Nobody had rucksacks, nobody had nothing.
Now, when you got there, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you
About.
said. So it was still light.
Yeah, the sunshine was not high.
And it was a spring
It was
day.
spring in, you know,
Yeah. And what
was.
what did you see?
What I
The
see?
camp, yeah.
I see only fire, in smell, in screaming, in yelling, in dogs, in Germans, in crying, in screaming. That's what I heard. Nothing else.
So where did you think you were?
I was crazy. I don't know. We was absolutely not normal. All night we was in the line from the beds. We went out in the line. I got a dress with stripes. I got a pair Holland shoes, the
Wooden shoes.
shoes. No hair, no. When I saw myself, I don't recognize myself, you know. It was cold, was shivering. It was very bad because my sister was with me, Malka. And all of a sudden, I don't see my sister no place. I was thinking maybe she ran after my mother. All of a sudden, I heard somebody screaming, Grunfeld Dubbie, you don't know where Grunfeld Dubbie is. It's my sister in the floor next to me. I don't recognize her. So that time I saw her, and I took her to me, and we went together.
How long did this all take? From 5 o'clock when you got there until?
Till morning. Morning we arrived in the blocks, in the camp already. We went to the camps, and we had Polish girls that was there 4 years. You know what they said to us? You come in on the Arbeitsmarkt frei. We had a big, how you say it, porter, no?
Big entrance
An
door.
entrance. Arbeitsmarkt. They said to us, you come in the entrance and you will go out on the Chinaman. So I said that, what kind of Chinaman? You said your parents are there in the Chinaman. It was a gas chamber. We don't want to believe them. That's what they said. And they said, they are big behemoths. They are 4 years there. And we was already the last, but the war, you know, was almost the last days by Hitler. And they say, why you don't fight? It was easy for you to eat but the nice tablecloths. And we are 4 years here, we preparing the camps for you. Why you don't fight against? It was the girls from Czechoslovakia, from Slovakia, from Poland, beautiful girls. They was abnormal, my sugar, but you couldn't blame them because they suffered a lot. They suffered a lot. Much more like I suffered. The Polish people suffered much more like we suffered the Hungarian because we went already almost to the end.
So now you came in.
Yeah, and they showed us, you sleep there, you sleep there, you sleep there, you
Which
sleep
block were you in?
there. 21, with my sister together and my cousins.
You were in Auschwitz, not in Birkenau.
No, in Auschwitz I was, in Auschwitz.
When did they give
No,
you?
in Birkenau we was,
You were in
Birkenau, yeah. I was there 6 weeks in Birkenau. And then they took away the Czech people to the gas chamber, was children. When we arrived there, we saw children and mothers. Next morning, nobody was there anymore. They killed them next day. They couldn't kill so many people every day, so every day they had a, you know,
So they took you immediately into block 21.
21, and we had a blokkelteste himenen roofsdeuren. A rabbi's daughter. She beat us like crazy. She was hysterical crazy. She was not normal, but she was, you know, she don't do it because she want to do it. But they catched her in Canada, and I don't know what they do to her.
In Canada Commando, where they were sorting the...
Capo. She was a capo.
So describe for us block 21.
It was a big oven in the middle of the block, a big, you know. In that size was the stubas in their stage. They were sleeping, you know. I was put in the third thing up. It was very hard when they said blocksperre or when Mengele come to make a selection, everybody have to go down in 2 seconds. It was very hard to run down. And it was very bitter when Mengele come to make, almost every afternoon he do it. When we heard the music is playing, we know that Mengele is there. But still I don't know my mother is dead with my father, because we don't believe it.
What kind of music was playing?
Music, German music.
Radio
He
or
have- he have
orchestra?
not-
Or?
I think people, was a lot of educated people there, was a lot of, you know, was doctors and engineers, and we had the Jewish people, a lot of educated people, and the Germans was not English, you know.
So you were on your third tier and you would hear music.
And then we not.
You weren't working, you didn't have
No,
a
for
job.
6 weeks we don't work.
So there you were on your bed. And you
We
would hear
have
the
to
music.
go down, everybody have to go down to be ready in case Mengele come to take us out. But he never come to our block because we was all young girls and we was ready already to be selected for work. And then a few weeks later I was selected for work, me and my sister, and I went to a factory where they made for the arms, they, I don't know how you say it. I don't know how to say it in English.
Say it in Yiddish.
For the arms, the leather thing, but you keep it like that. You know,
The holster.
the holster, yeah, for the arms.
So those 6 weeks, what did you do? Walked around the camp?
Walked around in the camp, we were sitting outside, and we saw one coming, the other coming. What's new? We heard that story, we heard that story. Hitler is sick, Hitler died, every day was a story, but not a true story.
What did they give you to eat?
We stay 5 people every morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. Was raining or snowing, or 5 people sail appel, they said it, you know. And we had a big um, plates, I don't know, you know. And they put black coffee in. Everybody have to drink. I drink a little bit, my sister drink a bit, everybody. Till they finish the up, that's it. Lunchtime, they get us so much bread and a piece of cheese. And in the night, they give us again some soup, and everybody have to drink from it. Me,
the
my
same
sister,
bowl?
the same bowl, yeah, everybody. And that the Stubdienstes, the couples, ate the meat and ate the potatoes, and we ate nothing.
When did you get your number?
In August.
Could you hold up your arm so the camera can see? No? Okay. And how did you get the number? Was it by a pen or?
No, they tied it here, my hand, in here, and they have some material there with a pen in hot. It was like a flicker, you know, like fire, and they make like that.
Did you get sick from it, swollen something?
I don't want to get sick. I was sick. I always had problem with my teeth, but I never complained, because if you complain you're sick, man gonna come for you.
And you
And I don't
decide,
want to die. I tell you, I was always such I never want to die. I was always blaming the girls when they went to the light and they killed themselves. I say,
in
why?
the fence, the electric fence.
Yeah, the electric fence. Why you kill yourself? You have time. I never want to die. This was my mashugas. And good thing I don't die, because look what I have now. I have a nice family. I have nice great-grandchildren and grandchildren. And everybody Jewish. No intermarriages.
You took them to Auschwitz.
Yeah, my daughter was there, and my Anikel was there, my granddaughter. Yes.
You showed them your
Yeah.
bunk. Was it
Yeah.
still standing?
And when was it? In 72 I went with Rita. My bunk was there. But when we went already, later 10 years, my bunk was not there already. Yeah. How could you stay here, Mommy? How you survive, Mommy? And what they say, nothing. They saw nothing. They don't say what we went through.
Tell us a little bit more about what you went through.
I don't know where to start. I went a lot through. A lot. And I tell you, the Polish people went through more like us. But I was always stealing, but not from the people's bread. I used to steal from everything, you know. Or I went for potatoes, shells, or you know, I went out on where they throw out the dirt, and I looked there for food. I was not in a diet that time.
How did you carry it back in your dress? Did you have pockets sewn in?
I
or
have one pants with 8 pockets.
Where did you get it?
I don't know where I got it. I bought it or I got it from somebody else, but I was dressed up the whole 9 months with these pants in Auschwitz. You know, and that's always pushed away everything. I had my sister. I want to save my sister. She was not like me. She always cried, I want to go to my mother. I gave her a mother. From where I have to give her a mother? I don't have a mother either. We had a very nice mom.
It was you and your sister. Were your cousins with you too in the bunk?
The what?
Your cousins.
Yeah. I had cousins with us, and my sister was always to the end. I don't let her never go before me, no place. When we have selections, I never let my sister. Me, my oldest cousin, we was always first. And my sister and her sister was always in the back in case they select us. We instructed my sister to run after us, you know. Always we had planned. things.
Did you ever get caught stealing anything with
Once
your...
I got caught and I was very lucky they don't shoot me. They beat me up to hell, but they don't shoot me. I don't know why. Because it was meant for me to live, to have a family like I have now.
What had you been stealing that day?
Food, salami. That day I still a salami, a big salami.
Where did you get it?
From the somebody's, I don't know. They took always, every day was people who took the food to the blocks, you know. It was not fair for me to steal it because I steal it from the people's food, you know.
Who found you?
I don't know, somebody from the Jewish people. They saw me and then they took me in and they beat me good up. I don't steal anymore after
The Jewish people beat
yeah,
you up.
after that I don't steal after that. Because I told you I want to live. I want to live. I don't want to die. Because I know what I will have.
Did you have any dreams or any curious experiences
To
about
live
that?
in Eretz Israel. This was my first word when the American come in. And I say, I will live in Israel, never again, but the Goyim. And look what we do now. Everybody is again, all over, not in Israel. I'm a big Zionist. If I would be younger, I would be a kahana. Yes, ma'am. But I'm old and I can do nothing anymore.
After 6 weeks, you went to work.
Yes?
Where did they take you to work?
In a Weberei, that's what they say, it's a Weberei. That's what they said. So we went to make the
How far?
arm. It's in the next place was it. I was in Zelager and then they transferred us me to Chelager. And the Chelager was the factory, a little factory there. And I went every day to work there. And I make, for my sister too, to make sure she have her things ready, you know. But we had very good people who took care of us there. And really was not bad.
Did you move over to that lager or did you walk from...
No, they moved us over. But to work, we walked in another place, you know. So when we walked, we had people, like when we went to make showers to clean us up, we saw men's coming and women's going, and everybody was happy there in life. Like I told you the other day, one Polish guy gave me a, like that in my hand. And when I arrived in the block, I said, what's that? It's a letter, such a big letter in Polish. I couldn't read it, and I don't know where his wife is. But I had a little shoe horse in gold.
Horseshoe.
Yeah, he gave it to me in a little bag, and that saved my life. I sold it for sugar, for bread, and they skipped me to the end. Maybe never his wife was waiting for it, but I don't know who his wife was, or his girlfriend, or who knows. Because everybody was young that time. Really, I don't remember old people there. Because the old people was all dead.
Were there any songs that you sang?
Stümper sind zerrissen, Haare abgeschnitten, Lebewohl, der Lebewohl, Lebewohl. Ich kenne nicht mehr. I don't have the chorus.
Tell us, what does that mean?
No socks, no shoes. In the world is beautiful for the Germans, not for us. We used to sing only Yiddish things for ourselves when we went to bed.
Like what?
Like what? Was how you say animami? This was singing day by day, day by day.
Which tune?
Yiddish.
Animamin.
Animami. Traurig, you know, like B'minu Shalemu, B'vias HaMoshiach. I can't.
Animamin, I believe. Did you keep your belief in God in the camp?
Yes, but I don't want to be a Jew anymore. No way. When I was freed, I said, no more, I'm not Jewish anymore, I don't keep nothing anymore. And that's all.
When you were in the camp, was there an awareness of when it was Shabbos or when it was holiday?
We know the Shabbos, because it was Monday, Tuesday, but we had men's in the other camp, and they used to take little wood into ride us. Look, that's coming Rosh Hashanah, it's coming Pesach, it's coming, they used to let us know. But the Shabbat we know, but what can we do with the Shabbat? Nothing.
Did
we
you
work.
fast on Yom Kippur?
Yes, almost everybody. Lunchtime they brought us food and we said, we are fasting. So they took it back. In the night they brought it and they throw it on the floor and they don't give us nothing. But everybody was prepared with a piece of bread for the night. No, Hashem was not, I don't feel sorry for us. Yes. What else you want to feel as a Russian guy?
What else did you talk about during these months?
I feel bad. I don't got married. I feel bad. I was not a bad girl. Not me, all of them. I feel bad because my mother used to say, who is that? No, 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 no. Don't let in nobody. I bet your schnorrer is here.
So what else would you talk about?
Everything, everything. Only,
Would you talk about...
My mother used to say, we used to throw away the little corners from the bread if it was burned. So help me God, that's what she said. Don't throw away what come the day you will look for it. So help me God. And this reminds us every day. This was my mother.
What did she do on Tisha B'Av, your mother?
Tisha B'Av. She sat on the floor and cried. Don't worry, don't. She cried on the floor, and she told us they throw away gold and silver, and they eat the people, And we was laughing, 'cause mother is crazy. What you talking such a nonsense? No?
When you were in the camp, did you talk about what you would do when you got out? Did you think you would get out?
And we was not 10% we was not sure as we will get out. We was very, very deep in the dead there. We was deep, we saw so much things. People was skeletons, they don't have what to eat, they schlepped them up there, You couldn't believe it, you will be free one time, but you worked by yourself, you was thinking, maybe. But
So when you were thinking maybe, did you think about what would be your meal when you got out?
oh, we
or
cooked
what you
every
would
day.
do?
We cooked every day. Every day. One make strudel, one make bread, one make cake, one make soup. We're sitting on the floors and we was cooking all day. All day we was cooking. Because we was hungry. We was very hungry. Very, very hungry. That's why when I see a hungry people, I would give them my life. I feel very bad for the Bosnian people too. For the children. I'm surprised how the world is living it like that. Okay, 50 years ago, Auschwitz, no, but now, today.
What did you plan that you would do when you got out?
I will eat. Only I will eat and sleep. Nothing else. Doesn't interest me clothes or houses or anything. Only to eat. We was very hungry. We was young children. We was young children. How about when Mengele, we took off the clothes, the biggest rainy day, and he was staying in the platform, and we was walking around naked for him. He makes selection for us there with his white gloves and with his beautiful clothes and with his raincoat, and I was naked. Not only me, the whole block, This was nothing but there was only fun for young people.
But when you went off to the factory, then there were no more selections.
Was selections, but not by us there. Only if somebody got sick, they took them to the Riviera. The Riviera was who went to the Riviera, they're not coming back anymore. But we tried. I never complained. We always was fine. We do the best what you could because I want to save my sister. And I'm so glad I have a sister.
And you did it.
I did it. I used to keep her in mind, and I give her my piece of bread. And thank God I have a sister.
What about your cousins?
My cousin saved her sister. We was very close together. She lives now in Israel. Now too, when we come together, we still talking how we cook potatoes and how we do that and how we do that. And when we went to the march, 6,000 people, and we arrived only 2,000 people. Me, my sister, and her sister was always in front because in the back they shot the people. And we picked up the bread and we picked up the shoes and we was eating and that's all.
Tell us about that, when it started to come to an end in Auschwitz and when they started marching you out.
It was in January 18, 1945. 45 was it, yeah. One night was they called us all, they put on the lights and they said we're going to march. So a lot of people stayed there and they was freed from the Russian. But I don't stay there because my sister don't want. She says she's afraid. So we went, we walked 3 days and 3 nights in the big snow. In Poland it's very cold, much colder like here. Snow, no shoes. We took schmatis and we put them on the feet and we walked like that.
Did you have winter coats?
What? Winter coats?
Boots?
From where? I stole from the dead people this bread. I stole from the dead people the wrecks what they had. We don't have nothing. Then we arrived to Leipzig and they put us in a home by guys where they have cows and we went to sleep there and in the morning we have to go further. So we arrived to Leipzig to the train. They put us in open trains, it was snowing. Our mouth was full with sores. And we opened the mouth to have water. Snow was so good. And we arrived to Bergen-Belsen, to another camp. Worst in Auschwitz was a model next to Bergen-Belsen, a model. There was very cold and very lousy everybody, a lot of lice, and there was a lot of typhus. There was a lot of people dying, a lot of people dying.
When did you get to Bergen-Belsen?
In let me see, February, end of February.
So you were in
End of January, I'm sorry. Yeah, because in 18 we left, 3 days for end of January we went there, yes. There we saw a lot of people who was died every day, thousands of people died.
What did the camp look like?
Was different, was an army camp. Auschwitz was built for crematoriums and for this, but Bergen-Belsen was an army camp. Was an army camp. Was bitter.
And what did you do there?
Nothing. In Bergen-Belsen, we sitting on the floor and crying, no food.
No food at all?
Very little food. We had more in Auschwitz. I tell you, Auschwitz was not so bad for me because I was working and I was young and I was trying. I don't want to die. I was, after I forgot for my mother and my father, I forgot about everybody. I never was thinking my mother or my father, but my father was living, he was working for
But
the
you
Germans.
didn't know that.
When I come home, they told me he was dressed up in German clothes, and the Russian shut him down. Was not far from Satumare. And then I have to sit Shiva 1 hour for him.
Why 1 hour?
I don't know this explanation never. Because they say if you know from the beginning when he died and how long he died, you have to sit Shiva the whole thing. If not, you have to sit only 1 hour to give him the respect for 1 hour, you know.
Was that one of the saddest things of all? That he lived through and you lived through, but at the end you
I
did-
want to see him very badly because if my father would come home, maybe I would be not so happy because he would get married, would have a
Stepmother.
a stepmother, but still my father would be alive.
You say, "This is my husband."
So he's my husband for 50 years.
You say something to him. He'll say a few words, and then we'll turn off the camera, and then he'll put up a board, and then we'll show each picture, and then you'll say very
Okay, let's go,
quickly who
Phyllis,
it is.
with ours.
This is tape 4, Phyllis Driesen speaking with Debbie Lazar. It's August 20th, 1995 in Skokie, Illinois. Now you're in Bergen-Belsen, which makes Auschwitz look good.
Yes.
Tell me.
We got sick. We arrived there. We got sick. We all have typhus.
From the lice under
From
your
the lice,
skin.
from lice and from hunger. The most people died there in Bergen-Belsen. In Auschwitz, they put them in the crematorium and they killed them. But in Bergen-Belsen was very hard till you died.
What kind of barracks were you in?
Soldier, it was army barracks.
And was it the same kind of shelf beds?
No, it was
as-
only on the floor straw. We don't have beds in Bergen-Belsen.
and the straws full of lice? And you didn't have work to do there?
No,
You just
no,
sat.
there we don't have work to do that. That was very hard, this life. Very, very hard.
What did they give you to eat?
Usually like in the other camps, but here was less and less. Every day less and less. Before the Americans come in was nothing. They don't give us almost nothing. They give us a slice of bread, a slice that, a slice that. You know, not to die for hunger. No water, this was the worst. All the water was infected there and you couldn't drink it. The Germans don't let us drink the water because the water was not clean. They was very careful not for us.
So what did you do for water?
Nothing, we drink what we had and that's why we was very sick and dehydrated. It was very, very bad, very, very bad. But it was not so long because we arrived there end of January, February. 2 months was very, very hard for us, you know. There nobody worked, nobody. There the boys had more choice to tell us more stories and more things, you know, but it was different.
Did you know that the war was coming to the end?
Yeah, the boys used to tell us, they know it. We was, I don't know how many kilometers from Hanover, if you heard about Hanover. There was already the white, how you call, no?
Flag.
The white flag out for 4 weeks before we was freed. And we was very afraid that they will kill us because after that was the underground boys went to Hanover and they said to come soon as possible because we are all dying for hunger and for and they were coming, but April 15 they was there. It was still a long time till they come. But it was better because if we don't tell them, they would not come. The American, they have time, you know.
In-
English, not American.
In the barracks, were there boys and girls together or separate?
Chas v'chalila. They give us to drink something, not to have children, not to have the period. We don't have the period for a year. No girl had the period.
Did people pair off at all, girls and boys?
No.
Not at all.
No, it was a machitza,
A separation.
a big separation.
So now tell us about liberation.
The most beautiful day in the world was the liberation. But before the liberation, a few days was very bad.
What
They
happened?
killed every day somebody. You know, the Germans was up and they was watching us, the Häftlinge. They called us Häftling.
Prisoner.
Yeah. And they were shooting every day. If somebody went out, they shoot them down. Then we tried not to go out.
From the watchtowers?
Yeah, from the watchtower they shooting. And one morning, my cousin wakes up and she looks out on the window because we was, Debbie, Debbie, the Germans are not here. So Debbie, you are a little mashuga today, so you're hungry. I was screaming, and I look out and I see the Germans are not there. So what can be? Maybe. And then we looked farther, we saw Germans with white bands on the hand, in the hand. And then 2 days later, the English army came in. 12:30, 1 o'clock the afternoon was April the 15th, 2 o'clock was it. They come with the tanks and with everything.
Was
and
it a sunny
screaming,
day?
The liberation, the liberation. Can you imagine what the people who couldn't walk were sleeping on the floor? And they start to eat and they died more. Because they give us chocolate and they give us good food. But they died, the people. But after that, the doctors screamed nobody to give food for nobody, not to eat because it's no good for our stomachs. That was very beautiful. Oh, it was beautiful. I don't believe it. We don't believe it, we are liberated. I see it now. How was it? How we're screaming and yelling and happy and, you know, like children. We were children that time. And then everybody got a boyfriend, a soldier. They brought chocolate, they brought clothes, and they was always telling us everything will be all right, and thank God we catched you. And they saw that, and then we catched our Ausherrens, who they took care of us, the ladies.
The overseers.
Over the Ausher, we saw Ausher, we pull them out the boots, took off the clothes, we beat them up, we do what we could with them. In the American and the English people took the soldiers, the SSs, to take the dead people and to put them in the truck, and they worked with them, and we hit them. What we do to them? But we don't do enough. What they do to us, we couldn't give it back for them.
Did you kill anybody?
No, not me. The boys they killed, but not the girls. He was afraid, you know.
Where did the boys find the strength? Or where did you find the strength to beat them?
You know, Hashem give you the strength because you saw your how you say, before you now, you are free, you are young, you will do that and you will that. You start your life already. I need a dress, I need that. The day when we was liberated, we was thinking about nice things. This is human. Yeah. I hope nobody will be there again.
Then what happened after that?
After that, I stood there, but let me see, till September. And after September, I hit the road. I want to come home to see. I was still so stupid. I was thinking my mother is in life and my father. I was stupid.
Well, your father was alive.
Yeah, but I don't know that. I don't know that my father was in life, but I was thinking about it. So we keep the Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, and the rabbis, the chaplains from the army come in and they say, nobody to daven, only to see Kaddish all day. We said Kaddish all day. This was the whole davening Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. Then I hit the road, and it took me 4 or 5 weeks till I arrived to Satomare, because we went a piece away and they took away the train for us, the Russian, and was still war, you know, was still not clear.
But now, in the camp, you had been getting packages from your grandparents
Okay, my
from the States.
grandparents and from the Red Cross, and they treated us beautiful. They treated us beautiful. The American and the English people treated us beautiful. The people who was liberated, but the Russian, they was never. But we had a very good life with America.
Did you have a boyfriend, a soldier?
No, I don't want because I was a colored. Who needed a boyfriend? Never. I don't think so. You would look me how I don't know how my husband married me. I was 50 pounds, no teeth.
6 months later, you were still 50
very,
pounds?
Yeah, I was very, because I don't got my period and I was very sick.
Oh, and you had typhoid.
Yeah, it was very hard. But
How did you get home?
I don't know. From one train to the other and I got home.
You and your sister and your
No,
cousin?
my sister don't come home. My sister stayed there. I told her to stay there. I come home to see if my parents are home. And if not, then I go back and we go to America both. I come home, I find my husband, I got married. I forgot about my sister. So my sister heard I'm getting married, she come to the wedding.
But this wasn't the one you intended to marry before.
No. He don't come home, he died. I know he died.
So this was Chaim.
This is my Chaim.
You didn't look at him before the war.
He knows that I don't like
Yeah.
him because he was a yeshiva bucher. And I don't want a yeshiva bucher. I want a modern boy.
So what happened? What changed?
Happened to change because my parents, when I was, his parents and my parents, they was very close. His father used to say, if you have a lot of money, my Chaim will take your daughter. So I said, boy, I want you, I don't want you. You see what Hashem get?
So you came back.
I come back, he come to visit me, he heard I am home. It's not even was that. He come home and I come home and another girl, another cousin come for me to go to another city. And she told me she have to stop by my husband and with a horse, I don't know what. And I went to with her. And when he saw me, he said, you know what, you want to get married to me? I says, yes. And in 4 weeks he was married.
That was
That's
no
all.
preamble, no
No,
nothing.
nothing. This was, if I would not marry my husband, I would be not religious. Because I come with the idea from there. I don't want to be a Jew anymore. I don't want to keep nothing. And I tell you the truth, I'm. But Hashem wants like that, and look what I have today. I'm not sorry.
Now, he had always wanted to marry you, looks like.
Yeah, but when he was young, he was, it's 3 years between us, He was a little boy now, and I was a big girl already. But, when a girl is 17, a boy but 20 is nothing in Europe. They have to learn, they have to make a living, but I don't want a yeshiva boy.
Where was he during the war?
In the war, he was in a lot of places. This I can't tell you where he was. He was in a lot of places.
In camps, too?
Yeah, he was in a camp too,
So you had a regular wedding?
A beautiful wedding, December 4. Was very big snow outside. The chuppah was outside. Everybody was coming, no trains that time because, it was the war. And I have some cousins, they had some chicken. They slaughtered about 200 chicken. They make soup and they make a big wedding. But my husband sent me words, if I put lipstick, he's not coming to the chuppah. Honest to goodness. So I don't put lipstick. I don't even remember myself to see myself in a mirror like a color.
Did you have a wedding dress?
Yeah. My husband bought material and he let me. I don't have money. I don't have nothing. He was home already from May, and I come home in September.
What kind of dress did you make?
A white lame. I don't know what lame is. The shiny material, And it was very nice. It was very skinny, very beautiful.
Now, what did you find when you got back to Romania? Was your house still there?
My house was there, and all my cousins was living in my house when I arrived there. And slowly I told them to go out because it's my house. But never they don't have where to go till they find where to go. You know.
And your furniture, your money, your gold?
No, nothing. Furniture, I find a little furniture and little linen, but people, but the goyim, you know, but nothing special, nothing.
And how did the Goyim receive you when you came back?
A lot of goyim was very nice, but a lot of goyim said, pretty bad the Germans don't kill you all. Yep.
You got married, you lived in your same house?
Yeah, in my mother's house.
In
I
your
lived for
mother's?
17 years. And we had the Russian there, and we had a second Auschwitz almost. And it was terrible with the Russians. Just terrible. But we managed.
It was terrible how?
They took away everything. Like Herman was rich from his parents. I was rich from my parents. They took away everything from us. They don't let us to work. They don't let my children go to school. Because, you know, this is the mentality of the Russians. The communists, not the Russian, you know.
And did you try to leave and get
It
out?
cost me a lot of money to, every time we want to leave, we couldn't do it because, first of all, my husband had a sister. She came home in concentration camp without an arm. And she was living with me. In the American, don't took in invalids, or how you say it?
Invalids.
Invalids. And that's why we couldn't come. So after she died, she died.
Now, your sister, did she stay with you?
My sister?
Yeah.
No.
She came to the States
She
before?
came to the wedding to Romania, and then she went back to America, and I stayed in Romania. And in 1962, I came to America.
And she had gotten married in the meantime?
Yeah,
and-
she got married with a guy from home too, not from our city, from another place. But she doesn't keep nothing. She's not religious. She do what she wants, and I do what I want.
Were you surprised that you were able to get pregnant?
Yes, I was very afraid I will not have children. A lot of girls don't have children. That's why I'm very thankful to God. I have my children, and I have my grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and only Hashem to help them not to go through what I went through.
Why do you think you survived?
Because I was very strong. Not because I was better like another person. I had the how you say it, I want to live like I told you. I never was thinking to die.
A strong will.
Strong will.
How did your experiences influence the kind of mother you were?
I think I was overprotected. All the girls who was in Auschwitz and come home and have children, they're overprotected. I want always my children to have everything and nothing to happen to them, and everything was my children. And in today too, I think the world of my children and of my grandchildren are great. I love them dearly.
In the beginning, when they were young, you think you were a good mother?
Maybe I was good and maybe I was too, I don't know, like I told you, too overprotective. I don't let them do that, I'm always afraid something happened to them.
Going back to Auschwitz, did that liberate you in some sense? Inside?
How?
After you went back
Yeah.
and you showed it to your
I
daughter?
had a problem. I was dreaming with my mother every day. I couldn't go at no place. So I went to a rabbi and asked what to do. He told me to go to Auschwitz, to her cave, because that is the
To her
cave for
grave.
every, yeah, and to pray. And I was fine for a while. I was very fine. And then come back again. But that time was fine. I went to the grave there, and I was very close with my mother, not with my father.
What would she tell you in the dream when she came?
She told me what to do. She went around. I saw her walking. I saw, you know, like nothing happened. Because I was living in the mother's house. Maybe this was the problem too.
And once you came here, the dream
No,
stopped?
it stopped because I was busy with work. Here is a different life path. In Europe, the women don't go to work. I never worked in my life. I raised my children. I made goblins, and I was sitting and talking to the children, and that's all. But my children knows. I told them right away they don't have mother, Safta in Zaidi, and they don't have nobody. And I told them the story in Auschwitz, and that's all.
Is there anything we haven't covered that you think we should talk about?
I can imagine what. It's a lot of things what's not covered, Phyllis, but you can say every detail in everything. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Do you have some final words, some final advice, some
Yes,
final?
never again to happen this to us. And let's fight for Israel. We need a country. I'm talking about experience. And never forgiving for nobody. Things like that, what they do, the animals, what they are, to do with people. We are almost, everybody's finished already. The last generation already, 10 years more, and finished. You will never heard about Auschwitz or about Bergen-Belsen, because everybody is old already. If we have younger, me 3-4 years like me, this is the whole generation, you know. But this will prove all the time. You had it in the tape, they will say, no, Dubbie was there and she knows everything, she said.
If you had not been there yourself, would you believe it?
No, impossible. Impossible to believe it. You couldn't believe it. That's the story of my life. And what can I say? I'm happy I do that, but I don't know how
It was hard.
I don't know how the children will react to it, you know.
It was hard. And
It's
I
hard, but we have to do it.
I thank you very much for myself personally and on behalf of Spielberg and the Shoah Visual History Foundation. Thank you for sharing your
And
story
thank
with
you
us.
for being so nice to me. What do you want me to say? My number? This is my number. A-Lager, Arbeitslager, 10,811. This is my Zaidi, David Israel, and my Bobby, Sarah Israel, from America. That's all. Zaidi von Jegrest, Schmiele Grünfeld, my father's father.
He was a big scholar.
A big scholar, and is von Jegrest. My mother is holding the baby, and I am in the middle. My father, my little brother Shmilu, the little sister Leah, my sister Malka, and my brother Shulam. The picture was taken in Jegrest by our house, and they sent it to Bobby to America. That's I am in 1943. A new suit. I was a big girl already, and I was very elegant girl. What can I say? You want me to say again? This is
Yeah.
my daughter's wedding, the third daughter's wedding, and there is my son-in-laws and my grandchildren. How many I have that time? No great-grandchildren. Have my son-in-law Shmuel, Moishi, Tamar, Rivka. And the groom is Mendel, Sharon. Next to the color is my brother-in-law, and my sister-in-law, and my son-in-law. In the bottom is Pamela with Moishin. And then I am with my husband, my uncle Chaim, but he's not in life anymore, and Rita's son. It's a family picture, 15 years old.
And who are the two girls in the middle row?
Where?
In the middle row. the young girls?
Oh my God. Ahuva
On the right?
Judith.
Okay.
This is my oldest daughter, Rita, with me and her daughter, and my great-granddaughter. This is my daughter, Pamela, my son-in-law, Dov, and her two children, Ahuva and Moishi. This is my daughter, Sharon, with 7 children and her husband. That's all. This is my oldest daughter's grandchildren and my great-grandchildren.
Okay.
This is my granddaughter Yael, Joe, and my great-grandchildren. That's all. This is my grandson's
Son?
son is my great-grandson.
Akiva.
Yeah, Akiva. It's my great-grandson, Yossi Brandman's son. Yossi is my grandson. No? This is my great-grandson, Huva's son and Pamela's grandson, my daughter's.
And his name?
His name is Eitan. This is my grandchildren, my oldest daughter's children. This is Tamar, Yael, Moishi, Judith, and Yossi. They're my grandchildren. No. This is my daughter's daughter, Judith Brandman. Partik. This is my husband, Chaim. We are married for 50 years. We raised our 3 daughters, and we are religious. And thank God for Chaim, I'm religious. Otherwise, I would not be.
Yeah. This is my wife, Dubbie. We are married 50 years. We worked together from the beginning very hard. But thank God we made it. We have a nice family. We have children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. And we hope up to my 120 to be together. Okay, but ask me something.
Nothing, it's enough.
What would you say about the whole experience of the Holocaust and down
That's terrible.
We lost all our families. I lost my parents was young parents. My mother was 40 years. My father was 45 years. I lost four sisters and brothers. We had a twin sister and brother. He was 13 years old in this time. Another brother in 18 years. I had a sister. She was in Auschwitz. In Auschwitz, they took her to work in some factories. In the Germans bombed the factory. She lost a hand, her right hand. She came home with after the war. She was home a year and a half after they found her cancer. She was in hospital not long time, 6 weeks, and she died.
So it was a hard time.
Yeah, very hard time. I have one brother who is in life. He live in Israel. He had a very hard life too. He was imprisoned by the Russians 6 years. He worked in the mines. And now just 2 months ago he had a four bypass. But thank God he's doing well now.
And you have each other?
Pardon me?
We love each other, we fight each other, we are good to each other.
No,
And
no,
that's
we
all.
want to stay like that, fighting, loving, and to enjoy our families.